Have you noticed how crazy the prices of vegetables have gotten lately? Now is the time to start thinking about planting your garden for 2025. So what are you doing today, Maureen? So with the mild winter, it is a great time for me to let the ladies out and let them have some time out here as well. So let's go get the ladies. Oh, are you going to tell the others that you're coming out? Hello, hello, oh, here you come. Oh, there you are. Okay, everybody out. Let's go out. Oh, and there's 2 eggs. Thank you for your eggs. Well, Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Mine was very busy. I did the Vlogmas. Well, I did 12 days of Vlogmas. Many people do every day. I do not know how they possibly do that, but I did every second day. So that was 12 videos of recording, editing, getting them up. And then I also had 4 concerts during that time. And so December was very, very busy, but it's January and it's time to get back in the saddle and start thinking about this growing year, about what to plant, what do I want here at the urban farm, and then what do I want at the farm away from my home. And so this is always a really good time to be thinking about your seeds and taking inventory of what seeds you do have and ordering others. And so for some of you, you maybe have never grown anything. So now would be a really great time for you to start looking at purchasing some seeds or getting some seeds from friends. This year, I've purchased most of my seeds from a company called Rainbow Seeds, and I'll talk about them later. It's been a very mild winter here so far. Today, it's like 8 degrees Celsius, which that's 42.6 Fahrenheit. So it's lovely. But just because it's been mild, it's January, February, and that means that we could hit a cold snap. And I've got lots of things that are sprouting up and leafing out right now just because it has been so mild. The Angelica here, it's repotted itself in here. But in this one, you can see that there is some new growth. Or in this one here. But last year with my olive tree here, as you can see, like it has some lovely leaves starting out here, and it got hit by the cold snap last year. Here are the hyacinths. They're all up and sprouting, but you know, that's not unusual for them to do that. But there's a lot of things that haven't had a chance to go to bed yet this year. With my olive tree last year, I was gonna actually just yank it out because I thought it was dead. And then a local gardener on one of the islands here, she said things like the bay laurel and the olive trees, because of that cold snap, they all look like they're dead. But she said, hang on, give it some time. And sure enough, my olive tree started sprouting. So my concern is that it hasn't had a chance to go into its dormancy. So I want to do a little bit of maintenance on it today by giving it some wood mulch to protect the soil and possibly putting a cover over top of it. So in the shed here, I have these spoiled wood chips. They'd gotten wet on them, so they were selling them for super, super cheap because they did get wet. They're too smelly to use for the ladies. So I'm gonna put them over some of my plants that I'm a little bit concerned about this year. There's not a lot of dirt space, but just to kind of protect the roots a little bit, we're just gonna put some handfuls of these wood shavings here. Just gonna pull off the dead of the Angelica here and leave it to decompose inside. And then just throw some mulch on top. Just because the plants are young. So I'm just gonna cover it. The ladies will probably come and dig it all out anyway. They'll go, oh, wood chips for us? This is great. I wouldn't be concerned if we had actually had a real frost this year, but because we haven't, we're not getting those chill hours So the plants are thinking, oh, it's time to start growing. And, you know, in the next 2 months, we could get that cold snap and then whammo. So I'm not gonna put a frost cover over it right now, just because then they are getting the direct sun. But we're only going down to -1 Celsius by the end of this week. So I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye out for the temperatures. And if it does start to drop down, then on the olive tree and the bay laurel, I will actually put cover on them. Well, of course that you would want to get in there and pull all that stuff out. Of course you would. Hello, Sadie. You coming over? Hello, Sadie. Yep. Yep. You like your spot on my lap. Hello, Sadie. And down she goes. I'm just gonna check in on the brassicas that I had planted back in the fall, and I'm gonna give them a little bit of watered down poo-poo juice to feed them. I keep them covered like this to protect them from any frost and to keep them growing. Oh, we've got some cauliflower growing in here. That looks great. I want to give them a little bit of food. I'm also keeping them protected from the ladies because they would just eat the greens. But we'll put some of our wood chips around there too, just because I never put any straw down. But yeah, there's a little bit of cauliflower growing, you know. And then we'll just cover them back up and keep them covered. And keep those ladies from eating them. These are pots of celery that I will have in the spring to sell from my farm stand. Oh, this looks good too. Do you like a little bit of food? But now is the time to be of planting a garden, and even if it's a small area. No, this is not for you. Or like myself, where you can just grow in just a few pots or on a balcony. You know, a few little things like that. This is broccoli up here. One's gotten eaten probably by the slugs. I do have a series that I did last year on how to get started growing, because, you know, you think about it, 4 years ago, I was shooba-dooba-dooing it as a jazz singer, and then now I'm growing thousands of pounds of food here on my urban farm. If a jazz singer can do it with no skills, you can do it too, trust me. Series called Grow Your Own Food, and it was 3 different videos, and I'll link it right up here for you to click on, and you can see just the process of how simple it is to grow just even a small patio. I did a sample of growing things in pots and then put it over at my tenant's house for him to take care of and to eat throughout the summer, which was great. So it was just a small space where it's like just even going to the dollar store to get some of your seeds and things like that. It's like, if that's what's in your budget, that's great, and you know, utilize that. This year, I'm actually partnering with a company called Rainbow Seeds, which is a Canadian company, and their seeds have no GMOs. A lot of them are heirloom or they're heritage seeds. So I've ordered a lot of their seeds this year. I've got a whole big box of them here, and then I just put in another order. So I love that this is Roma to Italian bush bean, and it's non-GMO. And the seed costs are really reasonable, and look at the stack that you get in there. Like, this is going to last me a very long time, or it also allows me to be able to give seeds to other people. I'll leave a link in the description down below for Rainbow Seeds so that you can check out their site. I'm really excited about growing their seeds this year because they are designed more for a cooler climate. So it's going to work really great for Canadians, and for those of you in the United States that are in those cooler areas, these seeds also will be really great for you. This coming year, I'm making a few changes to the yard and garden. Mostly what I'm making changes to are what I'm going to be growing. You don't need them to get into your cup. But mostly I'm just going to be building on the things that I have learned over the last few years. I want to show you my front boulevard. When I first bought my house, this big piece of property here was just grass, but to be honest, it was just weeds that I got to mow weekly, so it was fantastic for me. This is prime real estate here that is doing absolutely nothing. I've got this gorgeous hedge that, you know, walls in my house, but all of this land is here. And so now it's turned into a grape arbor and a big potato patch. All along here is garlic, which is actually all sprouted up. And that garlic is garlic that I just bought from the grocery store. And then I've covered everything here with wood chips to do a permaculture style of gardening, because what this does is that this keeps the moisture into the land and into the ground, and it allows the connected network all underneath the soil all to stay connected. And so I've turned this plot into an area where I can grow hundreds of pounds of food from. And I just think of the fact that, you know, if more people were growing food in their front boulevards or somewhere in their yard. Let's say you're great at growing tomatoes and your neighbor next door is really good at growing broccoli. You could be trading food back and forth of good homegrown, non-affected vegetables, which would just be wonderful. When I look across the street at the condo here, it's like there is some beautiful real estate where there should be some, you know, raised garden beds or just garden plots, people growing their own food. It would take some of the pressure off of farmers, and most importantly, it will keep some money in your own bank account. You will also know how it was grown, and there's no pesticides or herbicides in the food that you're eating. That's a super important sign in my world. So I hope that I've encouraged you to grow something, even if it's little. If you are going to be growing something, I'd love to know in the comments, you know, to go 2025, Maureen, I am going to grow myself the best pot of lettuce. Drop it down in the comments for me. I would love to cheer you on. And if you have any questions about things, you're looking at a person who has been growing for 4 years and is still learning, there's no stupid questions in my world. It's probably more than likely I have already thought of the question and figured out the answer to it. You don't have to be experts to know how to grow everything right off the bat. It's just grab a pot, grab some soil and some seed, and grow some food. Oh, well, what are we getting? Oh my goodness. Is everybody here? I have to call the chickens in. Chickens! We're here. They stay right with me most of the time. We had a good day out in the yard. Here's some treats. There we go. Thank you, ladies, for all your help. Hey, no fighting. Oh yeah, I had this leftover squash and apple that they can have too. So that'll be a nummy treat. Here you go. Oh, that's nummy. That's tasty. We've got 3 eggs. When I first started, there was only 2. So speaking of planning, on my next video, we're going to be heading out to the farm away from home, because I do need to go and do some preparation for this spring, which kind of should have been done in the fall, but there was so much flooding out there, and I was kind of waiting for it to frost, which it hasn't. But I'm just waiting for my muck boots to come in, because I'm going to need some wading deep boots to be able to go out into the garden at the farm and to get all that prep work done. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when that video comes out to assess what's going on out at the other farm. In my last live video, I was briefly showing the app Seed Time. That's another game changer, whether you are a new grower or whether you're experienced, because it helps to organize your planting of when to plant. And the great thing is the app is free. They do have different paid tiers, but even just the free one, which is going to give you the calendar that you need, is fantastic. And I'll leave my affiliate link down below for you to click on and check that out. This Seed Time is just going to be such a great game changer for me, because at this time of the year, I'm always wanting to start planting seeds way too early. And the great thing is with Seed Time, I let them know what my grow zone is, my last frost date, my first frost date, and then punch in whatever vegetable it is. And it tells me the exact date of when to actually plant those seeds, when to move them out into the garden. And also then it'll show me when the harvesting dates will be. So even just the free version is absolutely fantastic, especially if you are a novice grower. It will help you immensely. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you will be able to see when the video drops of me going out to the farm. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Let's make the growing season of 2025 absolutely fantastic. Take care. God bless.